achieved.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Studio Day Jeffrey, where I found this hat just laying back by the bookshelf, and so I put it on for the video. What's up, folks? Today in Cowboys news, we're going to talk about Randy Gregory, because Randy Gregory is the biggest story in Cowboys news today, and I won't even dong around with you today. I'll just give it right to you. Ready? Bam! This is a Randy Gregory tweet. Don't worry, that's not the whole thing. The whole thing is a screenshot of what appears to be a note made on his iPhone. I'll read you the whole thing. This is from Cowboys defensive end Randy Gregory, who's applied for reinstatement. He's trying to get back in this thing. He said, I really miss playing football and being a player in the NFL. I'm doing everything that is asked of me, and I'm in great shape physically, mentally, and emotionally, but I'm being held back from furthering my career because of COVID and testing. That sounds weird. I've been ready to play and test for months, but still haven't gotten little to no help to resolve my reinstatement. I'm asking more questions than I'm getting answered. It's amazing that the powers that be can keep passing the buck and also use this pandemic as a way to prevent me from joining my team, telling me to just sit and wait in limbo over things I can't control, all the while doing everything right off the field is unfair and flat out wrong. So here's a couple of things that we know about Randy Gregory, right? We know that he's waiting to be reinstated. He would really love it if the NFL would just let him play football again. That would be great. The new CBA does not care about marijuana in any way, shape, or form. So the things he's been suspended for before, he would not be suspended for going forward. And a couple other things that I think are really interesting. I think the NFL told Randy, hey, lay low, shut up, let us work through this. And I think they told him that a long time ago because Randy Gregory hadn't sent a tweet since January 9th of 2019. So that is 16, 18, 19, like 19 months where he's gone basically radio silent on the tweeter. And I think that's because the NFL asked him to. So from Randy's perspective, dude, what else do I have to do? Alden Smith got reinstated. He has an actual alleged criminal background, and he's been reinstated. And I don't want to, I'm not saying anything negative about Alden Smith. That's great. You know, I think his life circumstances has changed, and he deserves his shot. And so he's going to get that, and he's reinstated. That's kick butt, right? Well, from Randy's perspective, it's like, dude, it's my turn. What else do I have to do? And if that's true, if he's passing all of his drug tests and he's applied for reinstatement and the deadline is up, and I saw an exchange with him on social media between an NFLPA attorney where he's like, dude, come on. Like, if everybody's just kind of left you twisting in the wind, I tell you how I think this is going to end. And I don't know this is just a prediction because we've seen it before with Zeke. If you feel like, okay, you're not helping me, NFL, you're not following your own rules of when you have to get back to me about reinstatement, I'm just stuck, this will end up in a courtroom. Like, Randy Gregory's going to have to grab his attorney and be like, all right, hey, remember when Zeke did the injunction thing? We got to go and we got to try to block them from suspending me from the NFL. And I think that'll play out this way, or we'll get news of either his reinstatement or non-reinstatement very soon because nothing else would make sense. Sounds like he feels like he's at the end of his rope. Like, guys, there's nothing I have left to do. I want to join my team. I filed the paperwork. What's the problem? I've given you everything I'm supposed to give you. What's the problem? And so let's see how it plays out. Let's see how long it's going to take before we hear about legal action to try to get it done or whatever. And I tell you what, everybody probably knows I pull for Randy Gregory a little bit because, you know, there's a difference between guys who are bad teammates and guys who deal with mental health situations. And it's personal to me when somebody deals with a mental health situation. And I know Randy Gregory's got things that are going on that he's treated the way that he treats them instead of with things that would be worse for you. So more power to him. I pull for him. I hope he gets reinstated. I hope he is able to figure out a way to cope with the things that he deals with and be successful and help the Cowboys, the team that I cover. And it would be big if they got Randy back. I think it would be big if they got Randy back because Randy is a guy that we have seen evidence that he can be gone for a while, show up, and dude can rush the passer. We hope that with Alden Smith. I don't want to put too much expectation on Alden Smith because he's been gone for so long, and I hope that his life stays on the right track and that he gets 15 sacks. That would be great, right? But it would be great if they also had another guy who you viewed kind of the same way where, well, not sure what I'm going to get from him, but, well, you know, there's some potential there. Give me two of them. One of them probably going to land heads. So hopefully Randy Gregory can get back in there and help the Cowboys get after the quarterback. Because right now, outside of DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't know what you really got in terms of the pass rush. I don't know that you've really replaced Robert Quinn. Aldon Smith has the potential to replace Robert Quinn, but it's just been so long since he's played. I don't know what the realistic expectation is for him. So that's Randy Gregory. And I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday, but Austin Hooper kind of talked crap about Jason Witten. Austin Hooper just got paid. Is he the highest paid tight end in football? He might be. Till Kittle gets paid. But, yeah, he was like, I don't want to be like Jason Witten and hoard the knowledge. And, like, he's saying that Jason Witten is a guy that was not trying to help the other tight ends on the team. And he's talking about his own relationship with David Njoku, Harrison Bryant, and the rest of the Cleveland Brown tight ends. And you know what? When it comes to that story, whatevs. There's all sorts of different dudes in the NFL. I don't know Jason Witten personally. I think every football team would have been happy to have him on their team for his career. And everybody's wired differently when it comes to how do you interact with your teammates and how interested are you in coaching when you're a player, basically. Because, I think there's still some people who think that Dak was, helped a lot by Tony Romo. If he was, it was by watching him. Because Romo really just wasn't about it. He was like, no, I'm here to, do my job. I've got to quarterback this team, and I got to go win football games. He wasn't there to mentor. Mark Sanchez took that upon himself. He was like, yes, I will be here to help Dak Prescott. And Witten, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's true, if that's what his personality type was, where he's like, no, I'm out here to compete. I'm out here to play. I'm out here to win. I'm out here to score touchdowns. I'm not out here to develop you. The tight end coach can do that. I would not be surprised by that, I know Jerry's got this picture of him as an all-American perfect man who's never done anything wrong, and he's the best player and coach ever. Witten's human like the rest of us, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. Still messed up, Austin Hooper. Nobody goes after Gold Jacket Witt without asking my permission, Shoot me a DM. Ask me if you can go after Witt. I'll tell you yes or no. Oh, big update, guys, and leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow. No radio show today. Because we are the home of the Rangers on 105.3 The Fan, and they've got a day game. So I will not be on radio today. I'll just be sitting here. Maybe I'll make another video later. Just leave in the comments what you want to talk about. Big update, though. If you're one of the people, youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh, if you're one of the people who is subscribed to the channel and has the notifications turned on, hit the little bell so you don't miss a video. We have a name change. We are now the 17 percenters. So just gone from 15 to 16 to 17. So shout out to you guys. I love everybody who takes in the content. I love everybody who subscribes and watches. You guys are my family. 17 percenters. I've been thinking about calling y'all the Tinas, Tina, because that's what I used to say in Domino's when I would get 15. When I would go, pow, and I would go, Tina, have you seen a pow? That's what I do with my 15. And, because it's in the teens. But it's Tina, which is a cool word. Or we could just be the 17 percenters. Let me know what you want to be. Let's see if we can sneak in a couple of questions, shall we? I don't have a question to ask you guys about chopping off toes today. Tom said, is Joe Kelly a hero or a villain? He's a hero. You kidding me? Throw at the Astros. The only dude who's been the only player who's been punished for the Astros cheating is now Joe Kelly. It's stupid. Yeah, players are going to be pissed. We're not going to like the fact that none of you got in trouble. And if I try to police the game, which baseball's always kind of been a self-policing sport, kind of like hockey, I'll punch you in the face. Baseball, if you're doing something that we don't think is part of this game, zoom, I'm going to try to get you. Now, I do not support headhunting. Headhunting is dangerous. But I support ribcage shots. I support right there in the spine. You ever been hit by like a 96-mile-an-hour baseball? I've probably been hit by like 80. Hurts a little bit. Although, if I knew you were throwing at me, you'd never hit me. I told Bassick that one time. We're going to do a challenge one day where he's going to try to bean me. And I told him, I can be in that batter's box in a proper stance when the ball is let go. But my quickness of a mongoose, you can't hit me, bro. Let's see here. Ark says, hey, do you think Pollard will get used properly this year, or will it be a repeat of last season? Love the show. I'd like to think they'll give their running backs a better chance to succeed because guys like Zeke and Pollard, they should be getting more than 7 yards per catch or per target, whatever that number was. Like, when you're going to go to a running back, and we all know by this point, right, that it is more efficient to throw to tight ends and receivers than it is to running backs, even if the running back is lined up in the slot. Like, even if you're motioning him out, But if you're in a situation where you have a short yardage and you love a matchup and you're not like, I don't care if I don't get 15 yards. I want to complete this pass, and you can find a way to isolate a running back to make that happen. Hopefully Kellen and McCarthy are on that. They're working at, let's figure out how to get these guys in the best position to succeed, and let's go do it. Selvin Moreno, part of the 16% club, 17 now. Who do you think are the wide receivers on the 53-man roster after CD, Coop, and Gallup? Great question. I think the front runners right now would be Devin Smith, Cedric Wilson, and the sixth guy's going to have to be a special teamer. So I'll actually go with Ventel Bryant for now, who was playing special teams for him last year and doing it really well. And he had one catch, one touchdown, 15 yards. So for now, I'll go with those guys. I know a lot of people are going to be pulling for the rookies, Kendrick Rogers and whoever else your guy might be. But for now, I will go with those names. Oh, a double up from Tom Theobald. He says, J-Cav, I love you as a fellow imperfect human. That's me. I got therapy here in 13 minutes. But I tell you, coronavirus makes me incredibly lonely, isolated, and it sucks. And I live inside this head all day, just whirring around, and you're like, man, what's even going on in there? Why can't I just kind of chill out and relax? Oh, my God, what's happening? Anyway, 16%er question. Have you ever really forgiven T.O. for defiling the star? Every time T.O. caught a Romo pass and galloped to the end zone, I felt like it was sweet penance. But it felt like, I'm not going to read that. You can't talk about sexual stuff on here. I'd love to hear your take. God bless George Teague. Before I got into radio, I met George Teague. I was working at a Sprint Nextel store. I was a technician. George Teague came in. And, he wanted to get his phone fixed. I'm like, all right, what's your phone number? And you look up the account, and it pops up and it says George Teague. And I was like, oh, cool. But I didn't say anything. And he was standing there. He's like, yep. I was like, what? Like, that's how you kind of introduce yourself? And then without me asking, he turns and leaves the store, comes back in with a signed 8x10 of himself, and he signs it The Defender. I was like, man, you're getting a lot of mileage out of that. That's great. So shout out to George Teague. I was never mad at T.O. I love trash talk, even if it's against the team that you want to win. T.O. is killing it. Get out there. Celebrate. Talk crap. Emmett talked crap back. He got to go back to the star. Teague got to hit him. It was all glorious. I didn't hate on T.O. for that at all. I thought it was fun. All right, I got less than 10 minutes or 10 minutes until therapy, so I'm going to go now. Maybe I'll make another video later. What are we going to do today? The Avengers stuff was really popular, right? Favorite superhero. And don't just tell me who it is. Give me the why. And also let me know, are you a 17%er? And are you still here at 1302? That's the question. All right. I love you guys, and I'll catch you later. Thank you for being here.